Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back again with another video. And from what I could see, you guys liked a lot of my previous videos, and I really do appreciate that. I appreciate you. And I appreciate all of the support and your subscription to my channel. It really helps me out a lot, and I can keep pushing my content to have more videos. So, if you don't mind, this light is like crazy right now. So, okay, I have a lot of stories, y'all. I have tons of stories to tell you guys. This story is I don't sit here and plan out my videos really. I just go by kind of freestyling in my brain, like what I'm gonna do today, what I'm gonna do tomorrow, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think of stuff like that. I just kind of do it, and whatever feels right, I do it. So, there was this guy, um, I don't want to give out his real information, but he is a musician. I don't know if I would say famous musician, but he was Kelly Rowland's cousin. And if you're watching this, I'm going to give you a fake name. I'm no longer in contact with him. We no longer speak, and it was kind of odd in a way, but I'm going to tell you guys why. Um, this guy, he he was from upstate New York. That's all I'm gonna say. And I was like in high school, I want to say. I think I was still in high school. I might have been about 17. No, I might have been no, I might have been out of high school. I was like 17 or 18. And a friend of my mom's lived in upstate New York. And he was a former musician for Isaac Hayes. And he played with a lot of different people like Isaac Hayes, Al Green, Aretha Franklin. Like, he was with a lot of different artists. Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder did music for one of my friend's albums and slash piano teacher. He gave me lessons and stuff. And there's a whole nother story into that. So I got some juicy shit for you guys. My life isn't perfect. I'm not perfect. Human, and I have a lot of experiences and things that have happened to me in my past. Not horribly, horribly bad, but I can give you guys some details. But I do have my friend's old albums that he had. Anyways, let me think about this. How can I tell you guys this without being too crazy? My friend was from upstate New York. My piano teacher, who was a former ex-musician, was from upstate New York. He taught me and the guy that was became my friend for a little while. And I felt like we kind of liked each other. Like, I kind of was feeling him, he kind of liked me, And the reason I say that is because the teacher told me, like, he would try to give me lessons and stuff, but he would call on the phone and stuff and give me lessons to do, because I couldn't be right there. Like, I couldn't be right in his presence, So he told me there's another guy. He's like, there's a guy that I gave some lessons to and kind of taught a few things, and now he's a professional musician. I was like, oh, okay, and then he kind of like, he told me about him and he told me to message him. So, oh, okay, I'll message him, So I messaged him, I know so, and he's like, oh, wow, really? Yeah, tell him hi, and we started talking, and he told me, yeah, he taught himself. Obviously, he takes credit for that, but he always wanted to play, I guess, and they like played in church and stuff. So him and I started talking. We exchanged numbers. We would text message. We would like talk on. I don't know what we were talking on, if it was Facebook or whatever, to keep in touch, because he toured a lot, and he was with like Usher and Khalees, and he was with, dang, I forgot who all he was with. K Michelle. There's a lot of different people, and one night he messaged me and told me, he was gonna be on, I don't know if it was Letterman. I don't know if it was David Letterman or Late Show or whatever it was. he said that he was going to be on the show and to watch, he was going to be performing with Usher. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I was feeling kind of salty at this point. So I was a little disappointed with him. So I kind of made some comments that pissed him off a little bit, but I felt better. So I don't care what you do. You could be famous. You don't have to be famous. I really don't care. You piss me off. You piss me off. I'm going to piss you off because we're human. It was just fucking petty like that. So, guys, my butt cheeks hurt. Okay. So he was like, when we first started talking, he would like call me, and he would like take guesses about what size I was, like what size jeans I wore, whatever, what size shirt I wore. And then he would like say my last name and he would say his last name really fast back and forth. Like he would say my name and he would say my last name or his last name. So I'm kind of like, is you hinting about like marriage or something? That's kind of weird. You know what I mean? I wasn't thinking none of that. I was just thought it was cool to have a guy that played and we both got lessons from the same person, you know what I mean? And he would tell me like, yeah, we went to Disneyland or Disney World or wherever the hell it's at, and I think in Florida, and they was gonna go perform. And he said, he like tell us about the teacher and stuff, the guy that, our friend or whatever. And I think they were with El Green. I don't even know. But El Green, my friend, was like the last show he did was in 1998 though. And he got sick, so we like had a lot in common to talk about, because we knew some of the same people. And he lived in a place and I was about to move to the place, but he had moved to like Atlanta, Georgia with his family, I believe. And then he like, I don't know, I think now he's in California, I'm not really sure. We lost contact and he dated people and I've dated people and we went our own separate ways. And there is another story behind why that happened. And the story was like, he kind of got mad because he's like, you know, I told him that I was practicing and stuff, but he would call me on the phone and say like, play this or play that, we'd play for each other and he would laugh about it and stuff. Like we really, really was like enjoying each other's company and I liked him, he liked me, whatever. And then what came in between us was kind of like the teacher, because he was like a little different. He told me that he thought that, no, don't be offended if you are. Don't be offended anybody out there. I just mean this in no disrespectful way. But he said, I think he's gay. I'm like, and he's not gay because he has girlfriends. Like he dated girls. And he was kind of feeding me all this BS and putting it in my head, like, different things. Which, nothing against him, was all respect and love for him. But I couldn't understand why he was telling me these things, and I felt bad because I really liked him. And then I was in upstate, and I was there. I flew up there, and my mom and I went to visit, and we were there. And then my friend, let's call him Damien. We'll call him Damien. He had a nickname, a stage name that he would go by, but I don't want to disclose that information yet. Maybe later on down the line, but for their safety and protection, and their privacy, I can't really say. But he told me that he was going to be in Canada and to come to Canada or whatever. And at that time, we didn't have to have passports. We can, it was just whether or not the Border Patrol would let us through, like, the border. And I asked him how much it would be. I think he told me that he would get passes or something to go. I don't even know what concert it was, guys. Because I know he did a lot with New Edition and everything like that. New Edition, there's a lot. He had a whole list like this long of like all the artists that he worked for. And it was people we all listen to and we hear on the radio. So he told me he would get us through whatever. I didn't get to go. And the teacher ended up calling him and leaving a message, and I could feel myself drifting further away from him. And I felt kind of like sad because I kind of liked him. But then something really stupid had happened where, I was practicing every day on my keyboard and stuff. But I could kind of feel like I didn't want my life to go in that direction. I didn't want to do like music and stuff. That wasn't my passion. That's not what I wanted to do. That was his passion. I just like to do it in like as a hobby in my spare time because it was relaxing for me, not to actually make a living doing it. I didn't take it serious like that. and I did not pour my heart and soul into it. So I love music, but it's not my passion to make music, you know what I mean? Even though I did writing, I wrote poems, I tried to write songs, and I sang, and I loved dancing, and then, like I would play my keyboard and piano and stuff like that. And I just loved it, but I ended up getting in contact with his brother, who said he liked a couple of the songs that I wrote and he might wanted to use them, and he did a lot of more of the rap stuff. He did a lot more rap music, and he played guitar. I don't know if he played keyboard, but me and him talked for a while, but it was mainly strictly music. And I don't talk to him anymore. I kind of lost contact because I just stopped using whatever it was at the time. I don't know what social media we was on, but he would read my stuff and he liked it. And there was people that actually read my stuff and it was posted on websites and people took it and used it. And I just stopped. So I won like poetry contests and stuff, that things were mailed to me to attend, like certain like ceremonies and stuff, and I never went because I'm like, that's not what I do it for. And then people tried to invite me to like the live shows to where you read your poetry and stuff. I didn't want to. I was too shy. I was not confident with myself. I didn't want to do that. I don't like crowds like that. So yeah, I'm like a quiet person when it comes to those type of things. I don't like to like put myself out there in that way. I just not I'm not confident because there's always somebody that says, like you're not good enough or whatever, and I just scares me. I can't do it. Um, he thought that me and the teacher were having an affair, so he just kind of backed away, and he said what he said. Um, he said, "You and so and so got it going on, la la la," and I'm just like, my heart dropped, and I'm like, what, you know, and I'm just like, dang. So we just kind of stopped talking after that, and he just continued with his tours and going with all these different artists on like tours and all over the world, and all over the United States and Japan and wherever else. But my life, I felt like my life wasn't going in that direction. But it's funny how you can like somebody and things can end over something so stupid, over stupidity. But that's just the way life works. We learn, we live, we learn, we grow, or we don't grow. You know what I mean? So he was my friend, and then yes, they were related to Kelly Rowland from Destiny's Child. If I didn't say that already, and he always like he was looking for relationships. I don't know. He never said nothing about really marriage, but I kind of try to keep my distance a little bit when guys, they try to come off like that. I mean, there's musicians and stuff. There's people that are like famous or like, um, I've talked to guys that were like in groups, um, affiliated, with different artists that you may listen to, that I may listen to, but I don't go that way. I lean more towards a normal, average, regular life. I don't want that spotlight. I want to be normal. I want to do what I want to do. I want to be able to say what I want to say. Even at this point in my life, I'm not even really able to say what I want to say because a lot of the people that I was surrounded by did not talk. We weren't allowed to. We weren't even allowed to take pictures in certain places or even be on the phone. We weren't allowed to do that. So we had to keep it very low key, very quiet, lay low. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't even like some people are just putting things all over the internet and stuff, and it's like you can't do that. So there, I'm limited to what I could talk about right now. So maybe one day I'll write a book. I don't know, but I have not looked him up. But he was like my little crush, you know what I mean? And we did have a little conversation. So if you see this, that's old. I moved on. I just thought it would be good for storytelling. Something that happened. I thought people found interesting. So I decided, just tell you my little story. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I have another video coming for you guys soon. Okay. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And I will see you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. I love you. God bless you.